Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello, I'm your host, Mrs. M. And if you haven't, make sure you click the link below. That way you can subscribe to my channel and not miss out on anything you need to scale your business to six figures and beyond. How? So I know there are at least 5 prime contractors just dying to make you seriously wealthy by doing disaster relief contracts. So I'm going to give you the 4 phases, and then I want you to make sure that you listen to what's included, decide where in the 4 phases you absolutely can get busy. And I have a couple of companies that I already know are giving people thousands to hundreds of thousands of dollars, just like your company, and I want you to make sure that you're part of it. You ready? Okay, let's go. So I'm going to use my little notes here because I have quite a bit of information I want to give you. Make sure I give it to you correctly. So the first thing is there are 4 types of phases when you're looking at disaster relief contracts. Number 1, the reason why I really like talking about this is because it's absolutely needed and necessary. This is something that you practically can do even if you're just getting started. And that's kind of like what I like to talk about, because a lot of people, they need a lot of experience, a lot of past experience, all of that. But in a lot of the disaster relief contracts, you do not. I personally know people that were our clients, people that were students that have done this again and again and again, and not just in Florida. That's where a lot of people think disasters are everywhere. So the 4 phases are: number 1, mitigation; number 2, preparedness; number 3, response; and number 4 is recovery. Now, each one of these, you could go to a different disaster and do all 4, or you could really focus on one and do one really well. So, mitigation is trying to make sure that you prepare for the storm. So that means that you are mitigating your losses. You're making sure that they're sending people in to do training. So if you know some type of training, safety, this is where mitigation is. So if you are looking at a government contract in disaster relief, training is a big one. Number 2, preparedness. This is where you're developing, safety plans and disaster relief plans. Now, you could do this under FEMA. This is something that they're always looking for someone, once again, to do some type of training. Number 3, response. This is if you're available right after the storm. That is what they're looking for. And they're looking for someone to come right after the storm. Now, where you're really going to be needed in this area is all about the water, the food, immediate safety. So if you want to actually sell or provide products to the government with water, food, meals that are ready to eat, things like that, this is exactly where the response comes in. Now, if you have to prepare yourself, you probably wouldn't want to be involved with the response part of it. You want to be involved in the other 4. Now, the last one is the recovery. Let me let you know that recovery goes, or let me tell you this, the recovery goes from the 6 months to a year. It's broken down in 2. So 6 months to a year is like the phase A of the recovery. And then it could go from a year to decades. Decades. That's what people don't understand. So disaster relief contracts can really, really, really do a great job with reaching the goal of the 6 figures and beyond. Pow! That I like to share with you. So this is like a list of a lot of what they're looking for companies when it comes to what they actually are looking to provide. So here's my little handy dandy list right here. Okay, they are looking for the following in phase, the recovery phase, and we're still in, and a lot of these we're still in phase, or like phase A, like in the very beginning from the 6 months to a year of the disaster relief recovery. Now start thinking about which of these 4 events you probably could look at, responding to. Could you do the preparedness? Could you do the mitigation? Could you look at doing the response or the recovery? I know a lot of our clients, students, and I know that I did some overseas. I did sort of like, I guess you would say, the recovery, and it was the right after a flood. They had snakes still in the water. Not something you probably want to do. But that was the part that I did. I enjoyed it. I really did. So now let's look at a couple of the companies, what they're looking for, And then I want you to join me so I can give you the exact names of at least 2 of them, because they are definitely looking for you to have the following. For the recovery, they're looking for you to have your GL insurance, general liability. You need to have at least a milli in general liability. And they're looking for you to make you have to have the insurance cert made out to their company, which I will discuss in my masterclass. I want you to sign up for the free masterclass where I go over all about just GovCon and when you're talking about specifically disaster relief contracts. Okay, so I'm going to give you the names, but I want to make sure you're prepared. These are the things you're going to need. So get a pen, get paper. You ready? Okay, let's go. Number 1, you are going to need your capability statement. No excuses. I will have one for you, an outline for you at the free masterclass all about disaster relief contracts. Number 2, you are going to need, for some of these, not all, but for at least one of the 2 that I'm going to give you, there are actually 5, but I'm going to give you 2. You're going to need GL insurance of at least a milli, and you're going to need automobile insurance. Now they're really looking at giving you some serious contracts. They're also looking for the following in the recovery stage, in what we call A and B, which is broken down. Recovery stage of the disaster relief contract is broken down into 2 parts, Part A and Part B. So Part A, like I said, is anywhere from 6 months to a year, and Part B could go from a year to decades. So this is what they're looking for: construction, tree services, demolition, debris hauling, environmental testing, hazardous waste removal, asbestos abatement, and site management. This is what they're looking for. Now, debris and all that encompasses a lot. Tree service, a lot. Construction cleanup, post-construction cleanup, going to clean up before. The list goes on and on and on. I'm quite sure in this list that I gave you, you can find yourself doing the work and reaching to that 6-figure contract, contracts when it comes to disaster relief. So what I'd love for you to do is think of the list, think of the 4 different phases that I talked about. Think about, like I said, you don't have to have the GL, general liability insurance, for all of them. But for one of them you do. I'll give you that when you come to the free masterclass. Sign up for that. The link is in the description. And if you want even more information on the capability statements, we're reviewing them for everyone because, like I said, in our Facebook group, we're all about making sure you get to 6 figures and beyond. So we're reviewing them. Make sure you sign up for the Facebook and the free masterclass. So I look forward to seeing you. Click the link in the description below, and I will look forward to seeing you there so that you're all ready and prepared for this list that I just gave you. It's absolutely a no-brainer because I know people that, like I said, are doing it, and I mean doing it well. One disaster relief contract in another area, These particular companies that I'm talking about, they are throughout the United States. They're not just only in places like Florida and Texas and California, where we hear a lot about fires and things like that. So your assignment is to think of what you're looking at doing, which of those phases you're looking at providing, and get busy. So I look forward to seeing you. Click the link in the description. Sign up for the free masterclass. I will have you in and out in about 45 minutes to an hour. I am like, let's get it. And like I always like to say, let's make this money. So I look forward to seeing you. Click the link. Make sure you join the Facebook so you can get prepped for this. And they are ready to rock and roll. So I'll see you soon. And until next time, be safe and take care. Bye-bye.